Hello there, you stunningly attractive person you. I'm Chris from Tech Spurt and I'm here with two of Huawei's fresh new flagship phones for 2020. Here on the left, the beautifully compact Huawei P40 and on the right, the upgraded super sexy Huawei P40 Pro. Slightly more expensive but more premium tech. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the specs, the features and everything that you need to know about the Huawei P40 and the P40 Pro to see how they compare, how they stack up and which one might be best for you. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now the first thing to consider when you're wondering which Huawei P40 phone might be best for you is of course that form factor. Personally, I'm definitely more drawn to the Huawei P40, which sports a beautifully miniature frame. Of course, it still feels kind of weird even in 2020 to be referring to a 6.1 inch smartphone as compact or miniature, but that is the case. Most other smartphones these days are around the 6.5 inch mark, and so the 6.1 inch definitely feels really nice in the hand. Still got decent heft to it, but definitely one-handed use is just about possible and just about reach up to that notifications bar and all the rest. Of course, the good news is that if you do choose the 6.6 inch Huawei P40 Pro, you do still get that nifty one-handed mode courtesy of EMUI, so at least you can again just about reach up to that notifications bar and of course use all your apps in this miniature mode, and it's a lot easier to handle. And if you squint real close, you'll notice a few other little design differences as well. So for instance, the P40, those bezels are really skinny, but on the P40 Pro you get what Huawei has termed the overflow display. It does actually curve around the left and the right edges, and you'll notice that those corners just pop up slightly to meet the display as well, which is apparently a design based on water surface tension. Hooray! Now flip these bad boys over and both the Huawei P40 and P40 Pro sport a glass backing, and with both models you can choose either to have a traditional shiny glass finish as modelled here by the Pro model, or you can pick up a matte glass finish as demonstrated here on the standard Huawei P40. It's almost a metallic style sheen and it means it's lovely and smudge free even when you get your greasy mitts all over it. Touch wood, both the P40 and the P40 Pro seem really hardy so far, although only the P40 comes with a pre-installed screen protector. That said, the P40 Pro is more water resistant. It's got full IP68 water and dust resistance rating, whereas the P40 is just IP53 splash resistant. Now when you want to actually turn on your smartphone, check out your messages, whatever, you've got a choice of the in-display fingerprint sensor, which is now 30% bigger on both models and 30% faster as well. So as you can see here, nice and nippy for sure. You've also got full face unlock support on there as well, with a bit of raise to wake action as well. So all you've got to do is pick up your smartphone. As you see, both the P40 and the P40 Pro nippy as out. And in fact, they've both got an infrared sensor up front as well. So as you can see, when you turn them on, even in a pitch black room, immediately straight into your desktops. Nice stuff. Now the display tech is very similar on the P40 and the P40 Pro, apart from of course the obvious change in dimensions. You've got 6.1 inch 2340 by 1080 full HD display here on the P40. On the P40 Pro it's a 6.58 inch 2640 by 1200, again full HD plus. Now if you dive on into the display options on both the P40 and the P40 Pro, you'll see that they're very similar. In both cases you've got the option of playing around with the color temperature. They're set in vivid mode by default, being play around with more natural hues if you prefer. As you can see there, you can actually knock down the screen resolution or set it to a dynamic setting as well if you want to preserve battery life or just keep it on that high rate. But you'll also notice that the P40 Pro is the only one to offer a change in the screen refresh rate. And that's because only the P40 Pro actually has a 90Hz refresh rate. The standard P40 sadly tops off at 60Hz. You don't get that super silky smooth experience. Now to my eye, the P40 display seems a little bit warmer on those default settings compared with the P40 Pro. But again, of course, you can play around with the color temperatures and everything to get it just to suit your own personal preferences. And yeah, both phones offer a gorgeous full HD plus experience. Your visuals come through nice and crisp and sharp, plenty of fine detail, great stuff. As for the speaker tech, well, no difference at all between the P40 and the P40 Pro really at all. They're both a mono speaker setup. Unfortunately, you don't have a stereo speaker setup because neither of these smartphones actually has a proper earpiece. What it is it uses vibration technology built into the display itself whenever you're on a call to replace that speaker tech. But both will do the job for a nice bit of YouTube while you're chilling on the couch or whatever. So let's just try the P40 first of all. Features of the Huawei MateBox is carried over to the Magic Book, and that is a fingerprint sensor built into the power button. And now the P40 Pro. After washing, and of course, stay moisturized. So as you can hopefully hear there, both coming through pretty loud and clear, so no worries even if you pick the more compact Huawei P40, still pretty decent speaker. Now on the software front, no difference between these two blowers at all. They're both on the very latest, freshest EMUI version 10.1. So basically, no matter your choice between the P40 and the P40 Pro, you'll get the same software experience. Exactly the same settings if you dive in there, apart from obviously a couple of little hardware-based ones, such as that display refresh rate, which I showed you earlier. And of course, neither of Huawei's new flagship phones supports Google services. So you don't have the Google Play Store on there. You've got the likes of the Huawei App Gallery for downloading apps. You can use third-party efforts like Amazon's App Store and of course the likes of Phone Clone to get your apps over from your old smartphone. But neither of these handsets will support the likes of Netflix, Shudder. I believe Spotify is a bit shonky as well. But if you do want a closer look at the Huawei P40 and P40 Pro's software, I will definitely be doing a full tips and tricks guide for these blowers, which will be going out in the next couple of days if it's not out already. So stay tuned for that. So let's whiz through the rest of the specs quickly, starting with the Kirin 990 chipset that's powering both of these devices, the P40 and the P40 Pro. Basically very similar performance. You can expect apps to load up the instant you tap them. You've got full 5G support and Wi-Fi 6 support on both these bad boys as well. On the RAM front, both of these have 8GB packed inside, so perfectly fine for a bit of multitasking and everything. However, they are different as far as the storage goes. You get 128 gigs of space here on the standard P40. There's double that, 256 gigs on the P40 Pro, and both can be expanded via one of Huawei's NM cards as well. That's just Huawei's proprietary memory cards, so they're equivalent of a micro SD memory card, nice and swift, so it can be used for recorded video and all the rest on your Huawei P40 device. And that card just slips into the SIM tray on both the P40 and the P40 Pro, and both of these devices are single SIM smartphones. There's no room for two on these bad boys. And last up, before we hit up that camera tech, we've got the battery. And as you'd imagine, the Huawei P40, being the more compact device, does have a smaller battery, but it's a 3,800 mAh cell still, so definitely far from obscene. You get a 4,200 mAh cell in the P40 Pro, so slightly bigger. You get the usual power saving modes and everything on there as well. However, the P40 Pro also boasts faster charging. It's 40 watt wired charging via that Type-C port, and sadly it's a 22.5 watt charge here on the P40, so quite a bit significantly slower. You've also got full wireless charging support on the P40 Pro, which you don't get on the P40. That's actually up to 40 watts as well, providing you've got a compatible charging pad. And of course there's a bit of wireless reverse charging here on the Pro model as well, handy if you've got a pair of Qi compatible true wireless earbuds, something like that. And now onto that sexy stuff, the rear camera tech, and it's a quad lens camera here on the P40 Pro and a triple lens camera on the standard P40. So it's the same primary shooter on both the P40 and the P40 Pro. That's a 50 megapixel RYYB UltraVision camera lens, f1.9 aperture with optical image stabilization built in. So that fresh new Huawei sensor has larger pixels than ever before, so better for low light situations. They both use phase detection photodiode tech. What that basically means is that autofocus is faster than ever before. So as you can see there, snaps between subjects that are near and far distance in far under a second should be really good for capturing moving subjects like hyperactive children, cats, things like that. And of course, you've got an ultra wide angle snapper on both the standard Huawei P40 and the Huawei P40 Pro as well. But while it's a 16 megapixel f2.2 effort here on the P40, it's actually a massively upgraded 40 megapixel effort f1.8 here on the Pro. And the telephoto snapper is also slightly different on the P40 and the P40 Pro as well. You've got an 8 megapixel effort here on the P40, which gives you a 3 times optical zoom, and that's been boosted to a 12 megapixel telephoto here on the Pro model with a 5 times optical zoom. And if you want to boost it up to the top end hybrid zoom, it's 5 times on the P40 and double that 10 times here on the P40 Pro. And besides the differences in the hardware, there's not actually that much change in the actual software itself. So as you can see here, you're in full auto photo mode. You've got the old AI Smart on both the P40 and the P40 Pro. That's just a bit of scene detection basically. You can also knock that off and turn on the new Moving Pictures effort, which shoots a snippet of video with every photo just to bring your gallery to life. And there's also some other camera features which make use of that too. You've got your full portrait smarts on there with the various effects and everything. You've got your night mode, and on the video front you can shoot up to 4K resolution footage with 60 frames per second action on both the P40 and the P40 Pro as well. Great to see. They both of course have a Pro mode as well, so you can dive in there, take some proper 50 megapixel high-res images. You've got RAW support and plenty of other settings to play around with. And of course they've both got a good selection of bonus camera modes as well. And if we swap around to those front-facing cameras, it's the same dual lens setup on both of these blowers. You've got 32 megapixel primary lens, as you can see there. There's a pretty good job of capturing your face. You can shoot 4K 60 frames per second video using those front-facing cameras, which is fantastic. You got the full portrait modes, smart, you've got a good bit of night mode action. Oh my god! Oh, turn it off, I'm blind! And there you have it. That in a nutshell is how the Huawei P40 stacks up against its bigger bro, the Huawei P40 Pro. Now, the P40 obviously lacks a few of the smarts of the P40 Pro. It's not water resistant. Some of the camera tech has been pared down a bit, got less storage, and the battery is a bit smaller and doesn't support the wireless charging. But apart from that, I do love the compact form factor. It's going to be more affordable, of course, as well. So plenty of love for that standard P40 for sure. But this now is where it gets interesting. Which one are you more tempted by? Would you spruce up that extra cash for the P40 Pro? And if so, which features on it have got you particularly sold? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do poke, subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Check out my unboxings of both of these bad boys. Come back soon for tips and tricks and full reviews. And have yourselves a lovely weekend, people. Cheers. Love you.